Welcome back to this Board Game Officer. So today we are going through Catharsis. This is a dice, chucking, battling, getting damaged, hurt, destroyed game. So basically, I'm going to do a playthrough. So today I'm going to do a quick how to play, and then we're going to jump into a solo game here. As you can tell, this game can be played true solo, therefore I will be playing just one character. The rules for this is surprisingly not bad. You've got these pages, that's the whole rules. Within this rulebook is just other explanations of what the heroes do, but the actual rule set is only a couple pages. So that's really neat of how complex of a game this can be, yet super simple. I really enjoy that. Anyways, so basically what we're going to do, the very first thing we did was we picked a hero. This is the hero we are playing today, which is Hansen Zelan, the Portal Monk. As you can see, he's got special abilities there. This is just the back of all of his cards there. That's just more abilities. So after you pick a hero, you're going to place their roll card to the side there. You're going to put your deck here and deal out 6 of these powers of what they call them. And then after you got yourself set up, you're going to go through the box and find a boss. Today we are playing the Holy Assassin. Basically, they are going to have their own boss card, who they are, boss Holy Assassins. You're going to put that card down, and then you're going to take the rest of his cards and you're going to shuffle them up. Once you have them all shuffled, you will place them on top of that boss card. Therefore, the boss is going to be the last one that you deal with. You are going to have this morale board. One of the coolest things with this is that it's magnetic. I don't know why that's so much fun, but it is. So here's your morale. The enemies can attack and hurt your morale. You could decrease morale to heal and whatnot, but if you use too much of your morale, you can die. And as you can see, the further down on the morale track you get, the more negative effects you're going to get. Now those negative effects only happen as you go down into that area. So 17 to 16, nothing happens. Only 17 or 18 to 17. Also, just as a note, if we are to increase morale from 17 back to 18, and then we lose morale again, we do not have to take 1 damage. We only do that once per game, taking that negative ability on the morale table. Today we are going to play on super easy because I've played this a handful of times and I've always played on super easy and still barely won. So we're going to play on super easy, meaning that our token actually starts off of the board. So the first time we lose morale, we will go down to 21. Then we have our hero tokens here. If we need to put anything on our heroes, these are the tokens we use to denote how much we have. These are the boss's tokens, that same idea that we could denote how many they have. And this is the enemy's health tokens. As you can see, they're bigger numbers because their health can obviously go up a lot higher. However, because I don't like to do all the math with all these tokens, I'm using a 3D printed health tracker for the enemy for this game. If I need more than one, because I only have one of these, if I need more than one, I will use those tokens. Alright, now that we've picked a boss, we've picked a hero, we'll pick a set of dice. It doesn't really matter, it's just colors. I just picked blue because that matches with them. And that is everything. Sometimes the bosses will have special setup. They'll have a card, like this one says boss. They'll have a card that says setup, that they'll have some special setup for to battle them. Also, some heroes will have a setup card that they'll set up something different for that specific hero. However, our Holy Assassins and our Portal Monk do not have any special setup, so we will go into gameplay. Basically, what we're going to do is we're going to draw one card. There are both events, specials, monsters, and stuff in here, and we will just reveal one card at a time and resolve them. Now, when it comes to taking damage, this is our health right here. Meaning, when we get hurt damage, we can take damage by flipping that over, or, and this is counted as exhausted, we can either exhaust a card or we can discard an exhausted card. If we discard an exhausted card, we cannot refill this area. That is like a permanent damage, right? So you want to wait till the last minute to do that because you can't heal that damage. However, when it's exhausted, there are heal abilities and other stuff that you can do to unexhaust it so you can use that card again. Second thing is anytime you activate one of these abilities, at the end of the round, that card will exhaust. So you have to be careful with what abilities you're using and what damage you're taking because they both exhaust your cards. Now, the way to unexhaust your cards are there are going to be some that say heal, like this one here. It says heal 2. That means I would be able to unexhaust 2 of my cards. Now, the roll card has a flip ability, which is an ability we get to do and we get to flip it over. What that does, it is going to take away our passive ability to use the flip ability, which I'll go over those in a second. But if this is flipped over, this is a card we cannot use a heal for. The only way to unexhaust your roll card is to spend 1 morale. Spending 1 morale, you get to unexhaust all of your cards, including the roll card. So it's kind of like a heal all thing. But obviously, the more you do that, the closer you're going to get to the end. Also, the enemies are going to do a lot to decrease your morale as well, so you can't heal as much. So it is something to be aware of and to keep track of. And as well, if you are to discard an exhausted card to take damage, if you are to discard your last power, that means that hero is dead and that hero is out of the game. So solo game, obviously that means we lose, but if you're playing co-op, all heroes have to die to lose, so one hero could die and the others could finish and it still could be a win. Alright, now if we reveal a monster here, that's when we're going to use our powers. We are going to play Yahtzee essentially with these dice, meaning we get 3 roll attempts. We get to roll, and now we are trying to assign any of these dice to any of these abilities to do whatever that ability says. Now, you have 3 chances, meaning if I want to keep that 1, I could roll the other 5. If I don't want that 1 anymore and I just want these 2, I could have 1 more roll. Now I have to keep these dice because that was my last roll. I cannot change any of those dice. Well, abilities can change the dice, but I cannot do any more rerolls there. Now I have to go through and apply dice to all of these abilities. Now you can only place dice on the top or the bottom. You cannot activate the top or the bottom. And normally, when you've got vertical lines like that, that means you could use one of these, not all of them. However, the Portal Monk, we've got the special keyword combo. Combo means that we can actually activate all 3 of these. So if we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a 6, we can activate this 3 times and do 6 damage there. So that is special to the monk himself. That is one thing I really love about this game, is the heroes are all play completely different. There's not one hero that's like, well, this one's, pretty basic, because none of them are pretty basic. All of them, there's definitely more complex ones. All of them have something special to them. That's really, really cool. One other thing that I want to point out here is that little symbol there. That is a 1 on the dice. Every character has a special symbol for their 1, which is pretty cool. Also kind of annoying that there's not special dice, because if you're going to have a special symbol, I want special dice, just because I like special dice. And then you're going to have, that is an A. Sometimes you'll have an A and a B. That just means you need 3 dice with the exact same number, but it doesn't matter what number it is. If you have A's and B's, it means the A's and B's have to be different, but you have to, so if it's A, B, B, you have to two 1s and 2 2s, but you can't have 4 1s. All right, now let's go ahead and go over our special ability, the Portal Monk. Combo, as I just said, you may trigger the power additional times by paying a cost you have not already paid on the ability, meaning we could do this one twice, basically, if we have the dice to do it. My passive ability, meaning it's always active as long as this card is face up. When you activate a combo, meaning triggering an ability for the 2nd or 3rd time in a round, earn a phantom hit counter, which we will use these counter tokens to count our phantom hit. You may spend 1 phantom hit counter to reduce the cost of a combo ability by 1 die. So let's say I do that one, and I've only got 1 dice left. I could use, if I had a phantom counter, I could discard that phantom counter and say, I have a 3 but not a 4, so I'm going to erase that 4. That means all I need is a 3 to activate this combo ability. So that is the passive and how to use the phantom hit. Now our flip ability is reduce the combo cost of each ability you activate this round by the number of phantom counters you have, and then gain phantom hit counters as normal. Then discard all your counters, dealing 1 damage that counts as a separate attack for each counter discarded this way. Now if I understand this right, that is super powerful, which is why it's a flip ability, because then I lose my passive and I can't get any more phantom hit tokens until I flip this card over. But if I flip that means, and let's say I had 2 phantom, that means I could activate this 3 times for free. Because if I have 2 phantom, I take away 2 dice. That means I could activate that one for free 3 times. I could activate this one for free the 2 times. And then I could use 2 of my dice, or 3 of my dice to activate this one and ignore those 2 to deal 7 of them, right? So super, super powerful there. Okay, so I did read that wrong. It's the combo cost, meaning the first one I do have to pay that, and then I get those 2 for free, because that's the combo. So that one is not free. This one would be free because the combo cost, of my understanding. I think that sounds more right. Still powerful, but not super out of hand powerful. So let's go ahead and just get started here. When things pop up, I'll kind of talk about things as they go. So first things first, we will draw a card to start this game off. This is special. Heroic Sacrifice. Flinging oneself onto the path of danger is rarely a good idea, but it can buy one's allies a chance to catch their breath. Of course, no one ever said it had to be you who takes the hit. A player may discard 1 power to add this power to their board. If this power is discarded, all players draw 1 power up to the maximum of 6. Then one player discards powers. Oh, so this is like a healing ability basically, right? So if I have to discard it basically gives you one. So if I have to discard a card, an exhausted power, so it like a permanent damage, I could discard this one to draw a new one back. But a lot of the hero decks have something to this effect of like replacing one of yours, and I hate when it's at the beginning because I don't know which ones I'm gonna use. And this is my first time playing the Portal Monk, meaning I don't know which one I want to get rid of because I feel like this could be good. This might be stupid. I'm not gonna take that. I'm just gonna discard that because that says a player may discard one power, so I don't have to use it. So I'm gonna put that off to the side. We'll go on to the next. It's a trap. Distracting finding. All of the things you thought you might find. Discovering that some of the animals in the stable were working against you was not one of them. If this were any other investigation, you would laugh at the absurdity of it. But you found evidence of mice sneaking into the kitchen to drop poison into your food, of cows getting in your way to let cultists escape, and one of the horses nearly succeed at kicking you in the head. You can't stop wondering who or what else you might have overlooked. This is a sobering reminder that your targets are mortal, but your true foe is a god. Effect. Each player chooses 2 dice and rolls them. During the first round of combat, these dice are not rolled, although they may be used to activate powers. Oh, interesting. So, meaning, I'm going to take 2 dice. Those 2, now, I cannot roll those. I could use the 2 and 4, but I cannot re-roll those 2 or 4s in the next battle. So I'll just place them right there. So we're ready for this. Oh, there we go. Now our first monster, Shadow Assassin. The grounds move fluidly towards you, leaping off the ground and sinking the shadows of daggers into your skin. Such magic draws from the strength of their creators, allowing them to be reformed if ever they are dispersed. And just like a shadow, they are almost impossible to get rid of. So this here, 1, 2, 3, that slashes. That means if we're playing solo, he has 1 health, 2 players, 3 players, 4 players. Same thing here, damage. So when he attacks, he's going to do 1 damage to the entire party. Which when it says the party, if you're playing multiple people, you can choose who it was. So if it's 2, you can split up the 2 damage. But we're not 1, so the party doesn't matter. And the special is, what is attacking you is literally a living shadow, making harming them almost impossible. Attacks targeting this monster deal at most 1 damage. Set this monster aside and place a counter on it. What? Oh, on defeat. On defeat, set this monster aside and place a counter on it. While the card is set aside, during the next combat with a monster, fight this monster too, with additional health equal to the number of counters on it. When fighting the boss, subtract health from the boss equal to the number of counters on this monster. Then discard this monster. Oh, that's actually super interesting. So, the more counters we have on this being our 3rd card we drew, we're going to have to fight this monster for this entire deck. But, because we fought it more throughout the deck, the boss is going to be that much easier. So, it's kind of a give and take here. But, let's go ahead and zoom back out here. So, since he has 1 health, I will just use the 1 health token right there. And we can only do 1 damage at a time. So, let's go into the attacking phase. So, player's attack phase, it goes first, and then the monsters will do resolve their ability, and then we refresh phase. The party may spend morale to refresh and return to player attack phase. So that is when we could spend this morale to heal ourselves up. But that's after the enemy's attack, not before. So this actually isn't too bad. So as a reminder, we have the 2 and 4. We'll put them right. We have that 2 and 4 that we have to activate that we can't re-roll at all. Alright, what do we got here? We got 2, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the idea here is, because we could only do 1 damage to him and he only has 1 health, I want to make sure we do a very low hitting damage one. Let's go ahead and activate this, which is going to be deal 3. We're going to activate this one, deal 3 damage and combo, but we don't need a combo because the 3 damage will kill him. So because we use this does exhaust. We do the 1 damage and we will set him aside. We're going to set him aside right there just so we don't forget him. Because I had another monster like this in one of the other decks, and I totally forgot about him in like 3 battles. And then we're going to put 1 token on him. And we'll go on to the next card here, Event Training Ground. Your next suspect is the captain of the guard, a stern woman made more so by the question. Her frown deepens as the questions continue, and then she interrupts. Let's skip to the end. I'm not part of some corrupted cult. No matter how long you spend asking questions, and even if a fraction of your questions are true, you need to be better prepared. She points to the training ground, brooking no argument. So effect, choose 1. We can take this training seriously, meaning each player replaces all of their non-exhausted powers. I don't want that. Try to teach her a thing or 2 and fail. Each player replaces all of their exhausted powers. Players may exhaust any number of powers. Players may exhaust any number of powers prior to activating this. Okay, so basically we could do all of our unexhausted or all of our exhausted. Alright, I will just discard that one there. So that one's just goes into the discard pile, never to be seen again, unless some powers, but he doesn't have any powers to do that. And our new one is deal 3 damage, there we go, and deal 5 damage. You may reduce the damage by 3 and to prevent 1 damage combo. Alright, that event gets put to the side. Next up, we have another event, report to the Queen! You stop by the Queen's chamber to report on your findings so far. She is clearly exhausted and frustrated. The assaults on the kingdom mixed with the stress of the assassinations and the politics of the realm is giving her no chance to rest. Neither of us can afford to falter now, she says as she offers her hands, but I need some of your strength to keep going. A ring on your finger glows a deep crimson. I will share with you my resolve if you share with me your vitality. Well, I don't know if I like the sounds of that. Effect. Players may sacrifice any number of powers. Increase morale equal to the most powers one player sacrificed. 1 morale for 1 power, 4 morale for 2 power, 9 morale for 3 power, or 16 morale for 4 powers. Half the amount gained rounded down if other players did not sacrifice the same number of powers. Which, I'm so early on, I haven't even used any morale. So I feel like that could have been really nice towards the end when my morale was hurting, but I wasn't. So I will just discard that, and we'll go on to the next one. We got another monster, Priest of Verity. The priest was disgusted as the priest was disguised as a lowly, dim-witted stable hand, and you now realize how foolish you were to forget that the followers of Verity are smart enough to act dumb. Or maybe your own prejudices are blinding you to the possibility. You'll have to review all of the work you've done now to make sure you haven't missed. So we're going to give them 8 health there. As you can see, the damage is going to be 1 because we are solo and special. You can feel the dementing gaze of Verity through the eyes of the priest. At the end of each combat round, replace all exhausted powers, including the round this monster is defeated. Oh snap! Holy cow! Alright. On defeat, with the closing of the priest's eyes, Verity can no longer see you and the oppressive pressure lifts. Each player takes cards from the discard pile equal to the number of players and shuffles them into their deck. Okay, so we get one kind of back, at least back into our deck that we can shuffle through, but that means I want to make sure I don't use the ones that I really want. Alright, let's go ahead and start rolling our dice. And then also we have the Shadow Assassins. Because we have 1 token, his health is going to be 2 this time. So we have to do 10 damage. And they do have to be separate. You can't. If one says deal 7 damage, I can't split that up. So I do need to do 2 and 8. Alright, so we'll roll up our dice here. Alright, what do we even want to do here? I'm going to place the dice over here so you guys can see them as well before I re-roll them here. I don't know how good you can see. These are kind of hard to see in the camera here, so I apologize about that. This was not a good character to go off of just because it's hard to see what I need. So I need to do 8 and 2. Alright, so I am going to act. This has got 3 8s here if you can see that. I'm going to use my 3 4s to do 4 damage. Now I'm going to try to get 2 1s and a 2. So if I can do that, another 4 damage, I could kill him because I need to do that 8. 8 damage there and the 2 damage there. There we go. Alright, so I'm going to reroll these last 3 and see what we get. 3, 3, 4. Can I do anything with those? 2, 3. You know what I could do. 3 damage there. Oh, and anything I use, I have to get rid of. Alright, well, I'm going to go like this. So I'm going to activate this one here, deal 3 damage. And this one, deal 4 damage. So I'm going to do 4 damage to this guy. So he's down to 4. And I'm going to do 3 damage to this guy just so he doesn't attack us. But since he died, we will place another counter on him. But due to this, at the end of each combat round, we place all exhausted powers. Since I use these two did get exhausted. So at the end of the round, I do have to discard those, and I do have to take 1 damage. Oh, I have to take 1 damage and then replace it. Oh man. We're going to exhaust that one for the damage, and that means I also have to discard that. Discard or replace? Just replace. So a discard and replace. We got realign meridians. We got draw from the air and flickering strike. Ooh, change a die by 2. That's nice. Alright, so there was first round of attack, which he does have 4 health left. So we'll go ahead and roll our dice again. Well, we just need to do 4. Alright, we got 1, 2, 4, 2, 2, 3. Oh, here we go. So if I do 2, 3, so I just need so I'm going to keep that 4. That means I need a 3, 3, 5, or 3 and a 5 or a 6. I got a 3 and a 4. Come on. I need a 5 or a 6. I need a 6, I guess, is what I'm going for. And I got that 6. That's 4, 6. So because I could do that combo, because I did a combo, I do get to have a phantom hit counter on my guy there, which I'll put right there so you can see. And because I activated that one is going to be exhausted. We did 4 damage, so that means our Priest of Verity was defeated. But as you remember, on defeat, each player takes cards from their discard pile equal to the number of players and shuffles them into their deck. So I'm going to pick one here that I want to put back in my deck. I think I'm going to do this one because I really like that. So I'm going to take this, put it back in my deck, shuffle it up so I don't know where it's at in my deck. I tell you what, sleeves for this game is very needed. Shuffling these big of cards without sleeves is a pain. I am very happy with the sleeves that I got. Anyway, side note. Alright, and we will go on to the next. It's a trap! Corruption runs deep. You realize that the Queen's concerns about Verity's influence aren't big enough. You have uncovered agents among everyone from the servants all the way up to the Quetcher of the Treasury, and even 2 priests of other gods. It feels like the whole world is conspiring against you, and you feel panic start to set in. Is there anyone that you can trust? Can you trust the Queen? Can you even trust yourself? Effect. Choose a number 1 through 6. Then roll 6 dice. For each die that matches the number chosen, decrease morale by 1. If no dice shown, the chosen number, reroll all the dice, then decrease morale using the new result. Oh my goodness. Alright, so what do we want to pick? Let's pick 5. Let's pick the number 5. Oh yeah, good. There's only 1. Because then we would have had to roll again if there was at least 1. So there's 1. So we'll decrease the morale by 1. Which is fine because we're playing on the super easy mode because I suck at this game. And we'll discard that card and on to the next event. Friends in low places. I've got friends in low places. Those who follow the less popular gods sometimes set up small hidden shrines for their prayers. This one was hidden in the back of a dresser, a small abstract statue that could easily be dismissed as a decoration. In fact, you nearly did. But then you felt the faint emanation of divine power flowing from it. The one thing you can't tell is whether the power comes from a little-known deity or Verity. Effect. Choose one. Rest peacefully and then move on. All players heal 1. Pray at the shrine. Set this card aside. If we set it aside, when fighting the boss, roll a die at the start of the combat. On a 1, 2, or 3, reduce the boss's damage to each player for the first round by 1. On 4, 5, or 6, instead increase the damage to each player by 1. Ooh. So let's go ahead and look here. So one thing I did forget to do is I was supposed to discard this when I killed that last monster. I was supposed to replace it. I mean, not discard, but I was supposed to replace it. So now we have a Deceptive Strike. Awesome. All right, now I am gonna, since resting 1 does not help me whatsoever right now, I might as well just set the card aside just for fun. Because risk it for the biscuit, right? So we'll set that one above the boss's deck here, and we will go to the next. We have another trap. Bureaucracy. Yes, bureaucracy is a trap. I love it. Everyone talks about how much they hate paperwork, but when someone's life is in jeopardy, it takes a new dimension. It takes on a new dimension. You consider just stabbing all of the bastards, bureaucrats, and taking what you need. If you actually knew what it was and where it was stored, all you know is that there is an item stored in one of the warehouses connected to a confirmed cultist that can forcefully convert people to a Verity's cult. So you need to find it before it falls into someone else's hands. And there's nothing you can do but wait. So we could choose one. Try to work within the system. Resolve the next morale's tier effect. If it is a permanent effect, reduce morale by 4. Otherwise, your morale stays the same. Okay. Glare at them and stew. Roll a dice and reduce morale by that much. So the next one down would be just take 1 damage. So I'm just going to leave it where it is, and I'm just going to take 1 damage. And I'm going to use this one. I'm going to take the damage there by exhausting that one. And that satisfies the bureaucracy trap. And the next card here. What? Friends in low places again? Yeah, that's the exact same name. Alright. You find yourself at a Drunken Snake, an oddly named tavern in the Dockside District. The tavern is a well-known hangout of the castle staff, and if you get them drunk, you might be able to get some information from them. Or you might start a bar fight. It depends on if you just get them drunk or 3 Shades of the Wind drunk. If you do this right, though, you'll learn something about your foe's movement. Effect. Choose a number, then roll a die. If the chosen number is rolled, set this card aside. All players may take 1 damage to choose an additional number before rolling. This may be done multiple times. And if we are to set it aside, we get to discard this card to cancel a trap and discard it without effect. Ooh, that could be super nice. Alright, I'm liking this like rolling to see if something happens. This is fun. So I get to roll a die. I only get to roll a die, and if the number is rolled, so I have a 1 in a 6 chance. But if I take damage, I could choose 2 numbers. Yes, I'm going to take a damage. I'm going to take 1 damage here and 2 damage. Yes, I'm going to take 2 damage. So that means I get 3 choices. So that's a 50-50 roll. And I'm going to do evens. 2, 4, 6 are my 4 that I'm going. 2 or 3. 2, 4, 6. 2, 4, 6. Yes! So, since I got the number that was chosen, and so I could set this aside, and now I could discard this card to cancel a trap and discard it without effect. So I now have 2 Friends in Low Places set off to the side. Oh, that's awesome. Well, kind of. Now I'm really damaged, but yep. Alright, and special, Warding Cloak. The cloaks feel like they have a small stone sewn into them, with one cloak bearing a royal seal. According to the quartermaster, so long as one wearing the royal seal stands strong, the The rest shall never falter. A player may discard one power to add this power to the board. And this power is, if any player would be eliminated, prevent all damage that would eliminate their last power. Decrease morale by 1 for each point of damage prevented this way. Well, I feel like as a solo, all that does is push it off one more turn, because that means I would have one exhausted card. Yeah, I'm not doing it. Or should I get rid of one of my... No. I'm not doing it. I don't know. Maybe I should be doing these more to make it more fun. But I just feel like as a solo, that one isn't as helpful. Monster! About time we got another monster. Let's do some fighting. The Guard Barrack. When you rifle through the chest of the entire division of incoming recruits, you discovered symbols of verity in several. Unfortunately, the recruits started returning back from the practice grounds in the midst of your investigation. Those who were corrupted immediately attacked. The rest are slow to join. Confused and exhaustion giving way to weeks of battle, training as they defend their brothers in arms. It's unfortunate that you don't have a chance to explain what's going on. The loss of innocent life will be substantial, even if it will save you weeks of time. So it is going to have 18 health. It is going to do 0 damage to the party. However, special, as the sounds of conflict spread, reinforcements start pouring in. Each round after the first, increase the damage this monster deals by 2. So the first round will do 0, and then it'll do 2, then 4, and all that fun stuff. And as you can see, we only have 3 abilities because I took that damage. So we will go ahead and roll our dice for our attack. Alright, so put these off to the side so you guys can see them as I sit here and figure out what I want to do. Alright, so I'm going to hold on to those 3s. I'm going to try to get one more 3 here. Come on, 3! Yeah! Alright, so we're going to activate this one, which is deal 7 damage and combo, but I only got 2 dice left. I ain't got 5 more, and I only got 1 phantom hit counter, so I can't reduce that by much. But what I can do, no, I was going to, yes. I'll do this 3 and a 4. Ooh, let's go ahead and see if I can't make, I need a 2 and a 3. I have one more roll, so might as well try. 2 and a 3. Oh, 3 and a 4. Dang, that was actually pretty darn close. Alright, but what I can do is I can use this. That's got a question mark there, so I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, that's a question mark, so that means I can place any die there to deal 1 damage. Now that is going to exhaust it, but I'll show you. So I do 8 damage altogether, so this will go down to 10 health. And because I use these two are going to exhaust. And since I only have 1 left, and because he attacks, but the first round he does 0, so nothing happens. So I'm going to take 1 morale to unexhaust all of my ability. Alright, and now we go on to our roll phase again. Ooh, I got a lot of 5s there. Oh, alright, so I'm going to do those 3 on there, which is deal 4 damage and combo. I already have a 3 and a 6 for that second combo. I just need this 5 to be a 6. So I'm going to risk it for the biscuit. I totally got on the first roll. Alright, so because I'm doing a combo, I do get another phantom hit strike counter there. And I 3, 6, 6, 4, 5, 5. Yep. Alright. And so I deal another 8 damage. So he's down to a whopping 2. But I can't do any more than that. So that'll end that. I will flip this over to exhaust that. Now he is going to, now it's like it's the second round, he is going to attack for 2. So that means I gotta take 2 damage here. I'm gonna flip. Well, I only need to do 2 damage. I don't know if it really matters. I'll do that one and that one, because those are the ones I know I don't need next round. Alright, all I need to do is 2 damage. And I'm not going to spend morale, because I don't need 2. So 2 and a 3 would do it. I do not have a 2 or 3. I'll just put that right there, because that's right there. Oh, man. Well, I am just going to roll again, because I got to get that 2, 3. That's like the easiest one. Oh, there we go. I got a 2, 3. Whew, buddy. So there's my 2, 3. There's my 3 damage. So he goes bye-bye. However, we do exhaust this one. Oh, man. I can't believe I've been forgetting about this. At the end, after we defeat it, we do get to heal each player 2. So I'm going to flip these 2 back over. I can't believe I forgot about that. I don't know what happened last. Oh, no. See, I told you I was going to forget. I forgot the Shadow Assassin for 3. He got 3 health on him now. Oh, man, and I just redid everything. Sorry about that. I don't know when my mic lost power. I sincerely apologize about that, too. Jeez, I was just too busy over here rolling awesome dice. Alright, so they got 3 health. They're going to do 1 damage to me. However, they're special. Their work has paid off as the mates have total mastery of their surroundings, knowing just where to duck into or what things to move to confound your attack. Each round after the first roll of dice by all players, the monster gains 1 health for each die a player rolled that is the same as another. For example, if a player rolled 1, 1, 3, 3, 3, 4, the monster would gain 5 health. Wow. After the first roll, anything that's double, they get, not because it's 1 double, but there's a double, so you get plus 2 health. So they start off with 3 health there. Let's hope they just stay at 3 health and I could just kill them super easily here. And first roll is 5. Oop, that's 2. Oh, no way. They only got 2 health. Is 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 6. So they gain 2 health. So that goes up to 5. Now we just got to do 5 damage with this. And I do have a 3, 6, 6 again, which is going to give us 4 damage. And I'm remembering. We've got that guy at 5 now. That's really big. There you go. That 5. That's the 5 it's supposed to be. Oh, man. So they're both at 5. So we got to do 10 damage somehow. Dang. All right. I'm going to re-roll these 2 here. They were 1 out of 5. Ugh. All right. This is my last roll here. I don't even know what I need. I just need something. Oh, I got it. 2, 3. And I wish I could do that one because that would be so much better. But both the 4 damage and both the 4 and the 3 has to go to this guy, so I at least kill him so they stop killing. Alright, so I will kill off the Golary Maid, but now we still are fighting the Shadow Assassins, but they are going to do 1 damage to us. And those 2 are exhausted from using them, and I'm going to exhaust this one. Oh man. So here, do we take another morale? Because we only have these 2. I could kill him with this one, but that's a straight 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The chances of that are not high. So I'm going to go ahead and use a morale to unexhaust everything. Alright, now all I got to do is 5 damage here again. Ooh, good thing that would have been 3 more health to her. Good thing I killed her. Alright, let's see what we got here. Ooh, I just need 1 more 1 there, and I'll do 7 damage and that'll kill him. Those are not 1s. Come on! That is also... Ooh! Also not a 1. However, I can use this to change a die by 2. So I'll change this by 2 to move this down to a 1, to make this a 1, to do 7 damage to kill him. However, we now have 5 on there. He's getting stronger and stronger. We've got 7 more cards, 6 more and then the boss. I don't know how many monsters are left, and we did use 2 cards, but at the end we get to heal 2, so I'm not going to flip them over and flip them back over. So we are good there. Alright, the next card is a trap, symbol of Verity. Ooh, I still have my friends in low places, so maybe I should start using one of those. Let's see what this thing does. Of all places your investigation could take you, you never expected the local brewery. However, you have reason to believe that someone is tainting the ale, weakening the minds of those who drink it to make them more susceptible to Verity's will. Your suspicions prove correct, unfortunately. You found Verity's symbol on the back of the door. The glyphs glow a brilliant cerulean. Slamming the door shut and locking it in place, the light burns your skin as you try to find the shelter from its corrupting power. Effect. Each player rolls a dice. If it comes up even, that player suffers 1 damage and rolls again. Each player continues rolling until they roll an odd number, suffering 1 damage each roll. Alright, I do not like that. I'm going to use my friends in low places to discard this card, to discard that trap. I don't want to be rolling no dice here. Event. Counter move. You know you are on the right track as someone works to undermine the work you have done so far. Your notes are destroyed and new guards have been set in place. All of this effort leaves trails, though, and you might be able to glean more clues by reinvestigating some of the people and places you visited before. A small price to pay to get closer to your target. Effect. The party may shuffle up to 2 cards from the boss deck discard pile back into the boss deck. If you do shuffle 2 cards, discard the top of the boss deck with no effect. The boss is not shuffled into the boss deck, it stays on the bottom. Ooh, so I can look through the discard pile. If there's some that I know will have no effect on me, I can at least discard the next top card. Okay, that is actually awesome. What I'm going to put in there is the Suspicious Mount, where I can either increase morale by 2 or look at the next boss card. If it is a monster trap or trap, the party may decrease morale by 2 to discard it. So I'm going to put that one back in the deck. And this one that I just discarded, I'm not going to lose more damage to try it, but might as well try it because there's no negative to not getting it. Shuffle the 2 cards, discard the top card of the deck with no effect. So shuffling it back in. Hopefully I don't discard one of those cards I just put in there, and hopefully I discard a good evil one. And we discard, ooh, a monster. Health, see below. I just want to see what he does. The monster draws power as it feasts on your dreams. Upon encountering this monster, each player rolls 2 dice, designing 1 as health and 1 as damage. This monster gains health equal to the highest health die times the number of players. It deals damage to the party equal to the sum of all damage dice. If this monster's damage is less than 2, 4, 6, the monster is immune to damage during the first 2 rounds of combat. Otherwise, it is immune to damage during the first round only. Haha! That was an amazing one to get rid of. Awesome. That was a good one to get towards the end, not the beginning. Alright, and next up is a trap. Dead handmaids. Before you are the bodies of 2 of the queen's handmaids. Before you are the bodies of 2 of the queen's handmaids. The brutality of their murders has shocked the castle staff, and even you have to stumble away. The bodies are barely recognizable, except their faces, which are frozen in rictus of pain. You have no idea how someone someone had the time to do this with an open hallway without being discovered. Screams alone should have brought people running. Whoever did this was sending a message. But what it is and who it's for, you aren't certain. Choose a number 1 through 6, then roll 6 dice. For each die that matches the number chosen, decrease morale by 1. So this time I do not want to roll what I guess. So I am going to guess, let's go with the lucky number 4. Oh, okay, 1 morale. So we decrease 1 morale. We're not doing too bad. Man, I have done so good this game. This is not how all my other games have gone. Alright, guard that. And we have poison food. It's another trap. As you were waiting at the castle to report to the queen, you stopped by the kitchen to grab some food. Your previous investigations had cleared everyone of cultist connections, so you felt reasonably safe. Moreover, the food was delicious, but shortly after you find yourself suffering stomach cramps and running to the bathroom. The kitchen was clear, but not those who supplied the food. Your only solace is that your misfortune has prevented many innocents from being poisoned, including the queen. But that doesn't feel like much, as your body is wrecked with gut-wrenching pain. Effect. Choose the number 1 through 6, then roll 6 dice. For each die that matches the number chosen, decrease morale by 1. If 2 or more dice match, reroll all the dice, then decrease morale using the new result. So if 2 or more. Okay, so this is bad, but you kind of have luck on your side, because if it's too many matches, you get to reroll at least 1, which could be a good thing, could be a bad thing. Let's go with 6. Ooh, 2 or more have matched, so we get to roll again. Get to or have to, I don't know. Still 1 with 6. Aha, only 1. However, that does take us down to 17, therefore we do have to take a damage. And I'm going to use this one to take the damage. Alright, we're getting to the bottom here. We've only got 3 more, and 2 of them are the ones I put back in there. Event in low places. We get to roll 1 dice. Choose a number, then roll a dice. If the chosen number is rolled, so let's go 2. Okay, nothing happened. I'm okay with that. And suspicious mount. I'm going to increase morale by 2. 1, 2. And oh, it's a monster. Come on. I should have used it just to get rid of that one. Alright. Finding out that the queen's expert duelist had succumbed to Verity's influence was no mean. There were no signs, nothing that indicated in any way that she had converted. In fact, the queen, the person who specifically requested your aid, who would be on the lookout for any signs, was as surprised as you are by your finding. But as hard as the challenge was, uncovering her loyalties to the cult, defeating her will be an even bigger one. So she's got 12 health. She's going to do 1 damage and special. Her blade dances faster than the eye can follow. Reduce the damage from each attack targeting the queen's blade by 1. Ooh, each attack? So that means if one has like separate attacks, each one is decreased by 1. Alright, I feel like this is a really good preliminary battle for the boss, of having the queen's blade before I battle the big boss guy. That's awesome. I mean, that was totally shuffled. That's not supposed to be like that. But that was an epic ending through the battle here. Alright, let's go ahead. We got to do 12 damage, and each attack is -1. Alright, so I'm going to roll all of these again. Might be stupid, but I'm doing it. There's another 5, 6. Let's see. What am I even wanting? I'm going to keep that. I'm going to roll these ones again. Holy cow. Oh, dang. Is that anything? Jeez, 5 5s and a 2. And that doesn't help me how I wanted it to. Well, we'll definitely do this. So that's 7 damage. So that's 6. So that's half. Oh, before we forget, I'm doing that. Actually, so, I'm going to take that back. I'm going to have that one just kill this guy, so we just don't even have to worry about him anymore. And that does mean we get a number 6 token on there. That means the boss is going to be -6 health, which is great. I don't know what his over health is going to be, but I feel like that is actually really good. So now I have a 2 and a 5, which I don't think I could do anything with. I could do this, but that's just 1 damage, and he has to decrease 1, so that literally does nothing. Yep, so I guess that's all she wrote. At least I did kill 1. I am going to take 1 damage, so I exhaust that. Take 1 damage from the queen's blade. So we'll do that one. Alright, we'll go 1 more round, and then we'll use the morale here. Alright, what do we got here? We got 3, 3, 2, 1, 5, and 5. 5, 5, 4 to do that one. 2 and 3 to do that one. 1 and 3. So I'll reroll these 2. Aha, I got the 4 that I needed. So I do 4, so 3, and then 2, so that's 5 damage. So that's down to 7. And then these are flipped over. She does 1 more damage to me. And now I will definitely lose a morale to flip all of these over. So that 1 damage was actually not bad at all. Alright, now we just need another good attack. Come on. Good rolls. There's my 4s for that 7 damage one, but that'll be 1 short. Let's see what else I can get here. Come on. Yeah, there's another 4. So there's 6 damage there. Now I got 1 more roll left. If I could get a 2 and a 3, that would work. Come on. 2 and a 3. 2 and a 3. Oh, that was so close. I got another 4 though. and a 3, but that doesn't do anything. I could do that, but that 1 damage does absolutely nothing. So I'll just do 6 damage. So he's got 1 health left, and that means this one is exhausted, and I have to take 1 damage, so I'm going to take this one for damage. Alright, and hopefully last one for this Queen's Blade here, because I just need a 2 and a 3, which I did not get one of any of those. So I'm just going to roll again, 2, and roll it again. Oh my goodness, I did not get a 3? What are the chances? I got 1 roll and 1 dice and I get it. And I have 5 dice and 3 rolls and I don't get a 3. Alright. So, ooh, this works. I'm going to use this. Or, wait, let me see what else do I have. Yeah, that's what I'm going to have to do. Oh, snap. Dude, I can't do anything. Are you serious? I can't do 1 stinking damage with all of this? What in the world? I was doing so good. And I got so cocky. And 1 damage left to the second to last monster here. You gotta be kidding me. I risked it for the biscuit and finally I did not get the biscuit. Sad day. I don't know. You can put it down in comments if I'm missing something, but I don't know. I don't know how to do anything. Alright, so I will take damage. I'll attack again. I just need a 2 and a 3 to win. There's my 2 and 3. And I do the 2 damage, and the Queen's Blade is gone. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. Boom! The Holy Assassin. We do have 23 health. That's a very random number. However, well, let's read everything before we get into the effect. Even the most righteous of religions need to eliminate a specific foe, whether during a crusade or to help their followers, and doing it publicly is not an option. This group has ever more reason, being part of the cult of Verity, and they wear their holy symbols subtly and stitched in slightly darker threads so as not to publicly announce their allegiance to the cult, but as to not fully hide their faith. This helps to explain how they have been able to move around the town without realizing what they are, and why your investigations have marked you as their target. So we got 23 health here, and damage. Deal damage to each player equal to the number of non-exhausted powers they have +1. Decreased morale by 3. Wait, what? Non-exhausted 1? So that means basically every time we have to discard 1, decrease morale by 3, and then we have to decrease the morale by another 1 so we could unflip everything. Holy cow. However, first thing is, we do have 6, as this says, when fighting the boss, subtract the health from the boss equal to the number of counters on this monster, then discard this monster. So we finally get rid of the Shadow Assassins, and we decrease his health by 6, which is amazing. That's all the way down to 17. That was like basically a whole attack turn for me. I think that was worth it. I do think that was worth it, getting that out at the beginning of the game. So I did forget to flip that over, or exhaust that, since I used that ability last one. Oh, and I was supposed to heal for 2, and I think I'm going to do these 2 that I heal. And then, oh, and the first thing, now we're at friends in low places. When fighting the boss, roll a dice at the start of the combat phase on a 1, 2, 3. Reduce the boss's damage to each player for the first round by 1. On 4, 5, 6, instead increase the damage to each player by 1. So that means basically we don't have to discard 1 on the first round, or we're going to have to discard 2. And wait, what do I need? 1, 2, 3 is good. 4, 5, 6 is bad. Yes! That is, oh, you can't really see that. That is a 2. There you go. All right. Friends in low places coming in for us right here. I'm going to put that right there. There we go. I probably should have done that the whole game instead of the morale. It is what it is. Alright, so that boss is at 17. And we get to do our attack. Come on, good numbers. Yeah, there's... Oh, man, I don't know why. Every time I played this game, getting multiple numbers is not uncommon. I mean, that's 7 damage right there. So that, he goes down to 10 right there with that one. And, I don't have... We might as well do that. Deal 1 damage, so it does 1 more. So he's down to 9. And I cannot use that one, so these 2 exhaust. But, so his attack, he's going to do... So I have 2 unexhausted. I do not have that +1 because of my friends in low places. So it's equal to non-exhausted powers, so that means it's for 2 damage. And I lose 3 morale. 1, 2, 3. I've already taken that 1 damage and I gain morale, so I don't have to take that damage again. However, I am obviously going to lose a morale, so I can unexhaust all of my cards. So I just realized something. I was thinking I hadn't gotten very many of these phantom hit counters because I only have basically that one that's easy. Not easy, but that's able to do 2 without a lot of dice. Like this one I can't do with 1 set of dice. I have to use phantom counters to do that combo. And I remember looking at this one, and I was like, why in the world would you change 1 die to a 1, and then do another one from a 6 to a 1, and a 1 to a 6? I was like, why would you do that? Because if you have a 1 and 6, you do that, and that gives you a phantom hit token automatically. I mean, you're not able to do this one, but that automatically gives you one more phantom hit token every time you use that. Ugh, learning how to use him. Like I said, this is my first time playing him. Obviously, I don't think I've been playing him too smartly. Smartly, that's a word. So our next attack, we got 9 more damage to do. We do have our 3s, or our 6s, 3 6s, so let's go ahead and try to get that 4th one here. And look at that, we got another 4th one. So we will do another 7 damage, so he goes down to 2. And then I can't do much with that. So I'm just going to do that 1 damage, just because why not? It's going to happen anyways. And now he's got 1 health left, 1 second health left. But he is going to do, so let's see, these 2 exhaust. He's going to do 4 plus 1, and I did not prevent anything, so that means I have to do 4 damage plus 1, so I have to discard 1. And I am going to discard this one for my damage there, so that means I cannot replace that card. Oh no, and he hurts me for 3. 1, 2, 3. That means I have to take 2 damage, so I'm going to discard these 2 for my 2 damage. And then I'm going to discard, go down 1 more morale, so I can unexhaust those. And if you see, I only have 3 cards now of my whole game. However, it's a pretty easy win because he's only got 1 health, and I have this that I could use any die. I could use any die to deal 1 damage. So really, I don't even have to get anything right here. I could use anything, put that 1 there, boom, and the Holy Assassins are a goner. Alright, so that was actually pretty darn epic. I have not done that good. Every time by the end, like, my morale's been right there, and it's like, well, we have to take damage because morale can't go down, or all that fun stuff. So that was awesome.
Alright, one last thing I want to mention as well is that they do have a Kickstarter going on right now. It is called Divine Wrath. It is an expansion to Catharsis right now. It is adding on a handful more characters, a handful more bosses. Here are the heroes that they are adding. Here are the bosses they are adding. As well as it's coming on, along with a couple more sagas, Chapter 3 and 4, that are coming out. Go ahead, the Kickstarter link will be in the link below. Go ahead and check it out.
Last thing here is I'm going to do a little bit of an advertisement for myself here. Is I'm going to put a link down in the just go ahead and put down in the comments below if you're interested in one of these, if you have this game. So I have created these 3D printed things. You got CWDs, so the Cyber Wizard Games. On the back, you can see through here to see what character it is. You've got the name in the circle there, and it does have a little finger hold, so you can just pull them right out, and you've got your character. I think it makes it so much easier. This makes it so much easier, especially if you watch my unboxing, the cards were all over the place. This really keeps everything nice and secured in there, as well as these token holders. These token holders, right? Instead of having a baggie of them flying all over the place, this keeps them all nice and organized. It's got that little finger hole on the side, so you can pick it up from the side pretty easily. Even if you got fat fingers, you could pull it up from the side. You don't have to like try to get in there because it's open up right there. And they do come with lids as well that cover them, and they do click on so they don't fall off. They can't fall off. They do have you can't really see, but they got little nubbins in there to help keep them down. Anyways, if you're interested in these, I can upload the STL files, and if you're interested in buying some, let me know. I'm not a seller, but we could come to a conclusion if you're interested in getting something like this. Or I could give you the STL files for free because that doesn't cost anything. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I will see you later.